Hi, I'm Jennifer Heinen, also known as Jennifer Jangles, and I'm here at Sizzix today to show you how to make this whale softie with the new dye. Super easy. It goes along with my pirate dye and my mermaid dye. If you've seen those, I've got some new sea creatures coming out as well, so you can make a whole ocean themed softie line. What we need to get started is just a couple pieces of fabric, 2 fabrics, one for the top and the bottom, and the insides of the fins and the tail. So we're just going to get cutting. The die has 3 pieces, so it's super easy and fun. I just went ahead and cut my fabric to be about the size of the die instead of cutting it for the individual pieces. And you can just lay them on this way. I'm going to put the cutting pad on the bottom of the die and cutting pad on the top. And I'm just going to run it through my Big Shot Plus here. And I'm going to send it through it in a little angle. It just makes the cut a little crisper. So to start, we've got 4 body pieces. You'll notice on this piece here, this has a sharper curve than the bottom. This is going to be the top head part of the whale. That's here. And then the sharper curve is also the bottom of the whale. So what you'll want to do is put the right sides together of the 2 body pieces. And on the top piece, we're going to pin all along this top curve. Okay, and then on the bottom piece, what we're going to do is we're going to pin and sew maybe a section to here and a section to here, and we're going to leave an opening about 3 inches in the middle, and that will be for turning later on. That way your hand stitch seam will be on the bottom of the whale and be hidden. While we're pinning, we're just going to go ahead and pin the fins and the tail, and we'll take them all to the sewing machine at the same time. So we'll take the 2 top fins, and we will line up the right sides of the top fin with the bottom fins. And then with the tail, because we just laid the fabric over the die, we have actually 2 tails and we only need 1. So I'm going to discard those, save them for another whale someday. And we're just going to place the 2 right sides together here. And I'm going to pin all the way around these 3 pieces. And we're going to leave the straight edge on all 3 of these pieces open for turning later. I've got the pieces sewn, and back at the table I've clipped these and turned them right side out. I've got 1 left to do, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I just take the scissors and go around every 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch and cut up to the edge of the thread. Just be careful that you don't actually cut the thread. I'm going to go all the way around, and now I'm going to turn it right sides out. I've got the last fin turned. Now we're going to sew the fins and the tail and the body all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the top body portion, and back here where the 2 seams go together is where the tail is going to go. And you're going to want to take the blue side, or the top, whatever color it is. In this case it's blue, and you're going to pin the blue side to the blue side of the top of the whale. So that way when it's flipped over, the colors match. And I'm just going to put a couple pins in here to hold it in place. And then we're going to work on the fins. Now, I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want them to go on the side of the whale. And I'm probably going to want them about here. So what I'm going to do is kind of figure out where I want it to go, and then I'm going to flip it over. Once again, making sure that the top fabric of the fin matches the top fabric of the body. And I'm going to pin this just to hold it in place too. And then I've got the last fin. I'm just going to kind of see where this one is and line it up on the opposite side and put pins in place here too. Now that we have the tail and the fins, it's time to put the bottom onto the whale. What we're going to do is just kind of tuck these tail pieces in because we don't want to accidentally sew it when we're sewing the body together. And you can kind of hold them or put a pin to hold them if you need to. And I'm going to open this up, And I'm going to start back here on the tail, and I'm going to line up the back with the right sides together and just repin with all of the layers. And then I'm going to go all the way around this body here with the 2 pieces and pin. And once I have this pinned all the way around, I'm going to sew completely all the way around using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we don't have to leave anything open because we've got the opening in the tummy. I've got the body sewn all the way around, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the fins and the tail, and I'm going to clip around the outside. All right, it's time to turn it right sides out. See what our whale looks like. Tail comes out. All right, it's time to sew the eyes on. And I'm going to sew the eye, you can see on this whale here, just a little bit in front of the fins. And it's easy to do this when it's not filled with fiberfill, because you can reach your pin in or your needle in and pull it out so the knot is inside the whale. And once I do that, I've just got 1/4 inch little black buttons that I'm going to sew on each side for his eyes. If you were making this for a baby, you could use a little felt circle and stitch it on if you didn't want the buttons. I've got the eyes sewn on the whale, and now it's time to fill it with fiberfill. And what I like to do when I fill softies is put a little piece in and send it to the farthest point away. That way, if we get it down here in the tail really well, and then kind of fill from there. I'm going to fill a little up in the front where these curves are, and that makes it puff out and have a nice shape. And then I can fill on the inside with the rest of the fiberfill. And you always use more than what you really think you're going to. It looks like a lot of fiberfill, but you can really get a lot in a softie. And then we need to hand stitch this closed, so you'll just want to fold the raw edges in to the inside, and then get a needle and thread, and you'll just stitch right along here to close this up, and then you'll have your whale softie. It'll be done. So I hope you have fun making lots of whales.